Hey friends, welcome to Sabbath School Daily, where we have been studying from this lesson right here, Ephesians. This week we're studying from lesson number 14, which has the title, Ephesians in the Heart, and today is Tuesday's lesson, which has the title, We Are the Church of the Living God. Tuesday's lesson dives deep into Ephesians chapter 3, which has a concept of the church that stands not merely as a congregation of believers, but as the realization of God's dream. As we dive deep into this chapter, we're faced with an exhilarating question. What truly defines the joy and the significance of being part of God's church? Throughout history, countless architects have envisioned and crafted masterpieces, but none of them compare to God's design for his church. In Ephesians chapter 3, Paul presents a sequence of divine unveilings. The church was not an afterthought, but a plan conceived in eternity. This plan found its pinnacle in Jesus' life and sacrifice. And as custodians of this revelation, of this understanding, of this communication from God, Paul and the apostles share a groundbreaking truth. The Gentiles, often seen on the periphery, are now central to God's grand narrative. Just as a symphony requires the harmonious interplay of diverse instruments, God's vision for the church emphasizes unity. It eclipses human distinctions. It brings together both Jews and Gentiles. The church broadcasts God's manifold wisdom, not just on earth, but to the whole universe and heavenly realms. The narrative of the Old Testament is replete with divisions. Think of the dispersed people post the Tower of Babel. Yet, in Christ, these diverse streams merge into a mighty river of unity, signaling the impending realization of God's plan. Paul's prayers for the believers are imbued with a unique fervor. I want you to try to visualize Paul with his hands uplifted, interceding for each of us. What's his prayer? That we not only understand, but are overwhelmed by the vastness, the greatness of God's love, and our integral part of this united church. In a world where minor differences can be magnified into insurmountable barriers, Ephesians 3 challenges us. Do we knowingly or even unknowingly allow rifts into our church? How can we reflect the love of Christ, who broke barriers and fashioned unity from diversity? The early church in the book of Acts displayed this unity with believers sharing possessions and breaking bread together in love. Ephesians chapter 3, friends, isn't just a chapter, but a clarion call. As parts of this magnificent design, we have to continuously aspire to embrace and exhibit this unity, the purpose, the love inherent in the church's divine mission. Let the divine revelations in Ephesians inspire us to live out our roles in this grand narrative passionately. I hope that today's lesson encourages you to take part of this body, to take part of this temple of Christ, and I hope that today's lesson inspires you to study all the more, to know a little bit more, day by day, as you build up your knowledge on what Christ wants you to use that knowledge for. He will reveal it to you as you go along. So please remember, look up the Bible verses, memorize some of these verses so that they can come to your mind when in need. Please remember to write down the answers to your questions. That will help you cement the information in your mind. If you have any questions or comments, write them down below. Also, please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to our videos. We release one every day, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow for another Sabbath School Daily.